Going to wait for YouTube to gather me an audience. I'm going to grab a link real quick. Let me click here. As you come on here, please tell me where you are tuning in from in the comments section, and give this video a like, a thumbs up. You know the drill. Let's see. Hey, it looks like we have 10 of you on. Awesome. Before we get started, I'm going to share a quick link in the comments section. That is a link to a book I just came out with, you guys, before I get into this discussion about karma. Looks like we have 20 of you on here and only 4 likes. What's up with that? Can I get a moderator in the room? Can I get a moderator in the room? Okay, I see one of my moderators is on. So thank you for the likes, you guys. It has been such a long time since I have come on here and done just an intuitive reading or talk to all of you. And there's a very good reason for that. I'm not going to hone in on that too much. What is going on here with this curl? I have really curly hair, obviously. But I did want to come on and say thank you. I wrote a book called Eat Right for Your Zodiac. I just came out with it last week. And the intention of the book was to take my knowledge on health and wellness and combine it with astrology, which are my 2 gifts. So I'm going to share a link right here in the comments for you guys to purchase. It comes right into your inbox. We do have hard copies on the way as well. They're coming from overseas, but it goes right into your inbox, and everybody who has seen it loves it. It's 144 pages of plant-based, gluten-free, a lot of raw vegan recipes. And I actually have 4 people who contributed a recipe, and 1 person had a show on the cooking channel. Another woman that donated a recipe, she's actually my best friend. She was on the Today Show and the Tyra Banks Show. I've shared her art and everything of hers several times. Yeah, I wanted to share that with all of you. I'm going to share the link again. And the reason I'm sharing it is my sweet rescue dog, Roger, for all of you who don't know, is having a surgery on Friday, the 26th. It's quite an expensive surgery. It's well over what I pay for my monthly bills every month. And so I hurried and got this book done. I didn't hurry, it took 6 months. But I got this book done in order to sell it to pay for his surgery. I don't feel like any type of GoFundMe or anything like that is for me, just because, I feel like GoFundMe is for people who are in dire straits but this definitely hit me at a time where I just went through a move that cost me $20,000. So this is a heavy weight. And one more time, sharing the link for the book for all of you. All proceeds to Eat Right for Your Zodiac go to Roger's surgery this Friday, and any type of care he needs after that. He's a young dog. He's only 6.5, and he deserves to live out a full life. And we'll just keep it at that. So if you guys could share that link, copy and paste it and share the link and just say, this is Andrea's new book, Eat Right for Your Zodiac, throughout this, that would be great. So one more time. There you go. Okay. And readings and all of that go to this. You guys, I wanted to talk to you about some things that have been coming up. I'm going to hit the singing bowl real quick and kind of clear the energy first. I also feel like this crystal that one of my friends sent me is one that maybe we should all have, even if we have a small one. This is quite heavy. This is a citrine. It's a green citrine, and it can really help clear the mind, right? So it's good to put next to your bed. right? I always journal before I go to bed. I spend a lot of time journaling. And this citrine is really, I find, excellent to kind of clear my head. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to clear the energy with the heart chakra singing bowl. And I'm going to get into what I want to talk to about all of you, because I feel like all of you are going through something similar to what I've gone through. And what I'm going to talk to you about is jealousy from others and karma, the karmic repercussions of jealousy, and how we navigate through that terrain. And I think this is going to be a discussion that all of you are going to want to hear. Okay, let's just kind of clear the energy. I feel like some of you are having sinus issues. So let's just open our hearts and clear the energy field, clear our auric fields around this. I have had the sheer luxury, and when I say luxury, I mean the absolute luxury of moving into a very peaceful space in my life. My friend is messaging me. Sorry about that, you guys. It's a space in my life where I went through a move out of a home that I lived in for 9 years. And I moved quite a long distance away. You know, there's no one here that I used to associate with is in this area. And I miss a lot of people, actually. I miss my grocery store. I miss people. I do miss the area a little bit. But let me tell my friend I'm doing a live. There you go. And the move was upward of, you know, like I mentioned, it was like a $20,000 move. It was not cheap. And moving never is. And especially when you move a large amount of, you know, I have a lot of health equipment. Those of you who don't know, I am a detox specialist by trade. So I have a second YouTube channel called Andrea Cox TV. And before what we're all going through hit, I ran detox retreats, a lot of one-on-one detox retreats. I had a lot of repeat clients. Hardly anyone would pay through my website. Almost everyone would always send me a text message and fly in. And I ran a lot of those. And so I have a lot of equipment. I have 3 infrared saunas, and, you know, I just got a Rife machine, and I have ionic foot baths. I have a lot of things. And a red light bed, you know, a lot of equipment. So that's expensive to move. So it was a very expensive move. And it was a move that needed to happen. My internet router had been hacked to my home, my router. My Apple ID had been hacked. My cell phone had been hacked. My car had been broken into. At one point, there was a tracking device on my car. I didn't feel safe living there any longer, and that's the truth. I now know that there was one person from my distant past hacking me online, stalking, internet stalking. And there was another person that was also, had the technology, the ability to do a lot of damage via my phone and my router and things of that nature. And it made me really do a lot of introspection on the people that I attract into my life and why was I attracting similar people into my life, but at different levels, right? Why do I always attract super technical people that can do a lot of damage if I piss them off? Why was I always attracting, I'm going to turn my phone off real quick. Why was I always attracting men who would feel competitive with me instead of just loving me for my creative abilities? Why was I attracting a lot of clout chasers, specifically women, who wanted to be like me? So instead of teaming up with me or becoming my friend, they would copy my work. They would be shady, right? They would lurk in the shadows behind fake social media accounts and, ask me questions. And why was I attracting this into my life? I had to do a lot of deep introspection. And this move I went through actually allowed that introspection to take place. I've lived here about 4.5 months. Since I've moved here, I'm very, very isolated out here. I actually have my own private gate and I'm very isolated. And I actually wanted that. At this time in my life, I wanted to be able to do the introspection needed, because karma is a very serious thing. And I definitely went through my whole 7 years of karma, and I wanted to look inward at myself. So when you're constantly being tested in an area that I wasn't wise in at the time, I'm very wise in now, which was technology, I had to ask why I was being tested. Why were people getting a kick out of causing me problems? Why were people dismantling what I had built? And I had a really good reader who does astrocartography do a reading for me. She was out of Laguna Beach. My friend Tony had hooked me up with her, and she said, you, with your placements, you are very Tauran. I don't have much Taurus in my chart except like my sun. But she was like, you are very Empress energy. You exude the Empress energy. You are the Empress with your Pisces sun and your Scorpio moon and your Scorpio rising and that Libra rising in Vedic and that Libra nakshatra. You are very Venusian. Women get jealous. Men get jealous. And if you're not with someone, they end up hating you. So I had to look at like my partnerships, and I had one partnership that lasted for 11 years and we ended very, very amicably, and it was beautiful. I could call him right now if I needed anything. I had another relationship that lasted 5 years that ended beautifully. But I had chosen certain people along that path that were not on my path to help me. They were actually on my path to steal from me and to hurt me. And so were the people around them. And so I had to think back to when I met these people and how the relationship started and how each one of them had worked their way into my life. And when I say worked, I mean they followed me online, they sent me emails, they hired me to work for them, they worked their way in. They were really trying really hard after looking in on me to get into my life, very stalker-esque. And it caused what happened after all of this is it caused me to really shut down for a long time and not trust anyone that was trying to come into my life. It caused me to really think, okay, everybody's going to be jealous. Everybody's going to try to steal my work. Everybody's going to try to hack me. That was my way of thinking for a long time. But then what happened was a complete switch where karmically I was blessed beyond what I ever could imagine. Ever. And I'm still in the midst of it, where the most valuable, amazing people came into my life. I have a group of women right now, I would say 5 women that I work with, that I engage with on a daily basis, who I love. 2 of them started out as clients, but I love them. A wonderful Virgo, a wonderful Pisces, a wonderful Cancerian, a wonderful Taurus, did I say Virgo? And a wonderful Gemini. And it is like a sisterhood. It is like a sisterhood. I want to say a sisterhood of witches, but it is a true sisterhood. And I value them. I also had a wonderful masculine come into my life that saw what was going on very, very clearly. And he helped me put an end to it. I also have a team now. I have a gentleman I've worked with for almost a year and a half. I have an SEO team out of Miami that I've been working with for a few months, and we're redoing everything. I have a team, and it's reciprocal. I pay them, they do the work. It's very reciprocal. And I feel truly, truly blessed and at peace. I also feel like I'm unable to be fucked with at this point. And I feel like the group of people that caused me the most damage know that. When you are jealous of another person and what they've created for themselves, or maybe that, you're a man and you're jealous of a woman because she has a lot of masculine energy. I have a lot of masculine energy. I am a Pisces, but I'm really an Aries because I'm 1 day away from being an Aries. So on the Mayan calendar and the Persian calendar, I'm an Aries. So when I listen to readings, I often listen to Aries readings because that is my sign in 4 other calendars. So when you hold a lot of that leader energy, masculine energy, men can become jealous of you. If they're not with you, they see you as the enemy, especially when they're trying to build off your back and build off your hard work and plagiarize your stuff. So someone does not become a Queen of Swords. Most of you think a Queen of Swords is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius female. No, a Queen of Swords in reverse can be an angry male. A Queen of Swords can be someone who is a little bit guarded or defensive. Someone who can be seen as really harsh with their words, etc. Someone that can be seen as a threat by others. I love how Intuitive Pathways always says a Queen of Swords got there for a reason. She's been fucked with. She's been pushed around. She's been manipulated. She's been messed with. And she's become that powerful, no one can really mess with her energy. As I've been starting to soften and round back into my Queen of Cups energy. And I'm open to love again, and I'm open to experiencing life again. I actually had the most beautiful 2 days this week, and I'll just keep it to myself. But as I start to open my heart again, I know that I will never lose this part of me that's come out, my shadow that's combined so beautifully with my light because of what I've went through. And what I went through stemmed from people that were purely 150% jealous. Let me see something real quick. Hang on, you guys. Okay. Just wanted to take a look at your messages. When you go through that type of online abuse or abuse where people are wishing evil on you and things of that nature, they're hacking into your stuff, they're stealing your things, hang on. They're stealing your work, your written work, etc. They're trying to build off your back. I literally had someone create a logo that was something I wrote. I mean, it's something I often said. I mean, when you are a writer always remembers their work. So it can be 10 years later and it can be something you wrote on your Facebook wall, and you'll see something that is like, huh? You can just take a piece of that and put it next to your name on social media and do a search, and that'll pull up if it's you, not if it's someone else. But when I saw that happening after it was pointed out to me several times, I thought, okay, that's not so bad. But when I realized I was being hacked and backlinks were being created to ruin my name, and people were hacking into my router and hacking into my Apple iCloud account, there was only one person that had access to my Apple iCloud account in my life, and it was the person who first bought me a computer who had access to that. And when I saw this person's face come up on a Zoom call, his face is mine, I knew I had been fucked with for quite a long time, and that it was a tag team effort with him and his partner. And it was in that moment that I realized that all I had to do is sit back and wait for karma to take place. And I got to tell you guys, as I sit here with my sweet dogs on the floor getting their Rife machine treatment, and I have a fridge full of organic food, and I walk outside onto this beautiful half acre and I look at the beauty that I'm surrounded by every day, and we're in the middle of what is going on in the world, I feel truly karmically protected and blessed by the people that have come into my life. By every client that purchases, every creative idea I have that I put in place first, the team of people I'm working with, the gentleman that had a legal hand in seeing what was going on and was able to actually look at what was going on and help me figure out who was doing this to me, which I kind of always knew because the problem started when I left this person. I feel truly like karma turned in my favor. I have never slept so good in my life. I've never been so worry-less. Really, my only, worries right now are my sweet dog and getting my work done, because I'm not used to working in document folders and all this stuff that my team has me working on in. But I feel truly, truly like karma turned in my favor in a huge way. So I want to talk about this for a minute. If you hold any hatred in your heart, first of all, it could have to do with a lot of your astrological placements. There are certain signs that are more prone to being hateful and ugly than others, and that's just a fact. There's certain signs that are more prone to jealousy than others. That's just a fact. It's extremely hard for a Pisces, especially if you have Venus in Pisces like I do in Western, to have a jealous bone in their body. We don't have a hateful spirit. If we're targeted, we will bite back. If we're targeted, we will bite back. Again, if we are targeted, we will bite back, but we don't have that hateful spirit. If you're dealing with jealousy issues, the best thing you can do is turn almost like a mirror around towards yourself and ask yourself, why am I hating on this person? Why am I doing this? Why am I mean, for me, what I would like to ask my female stalker I had, that's the partner of my ex, is why were you so fixated on my social media when I had never met you? I never looked at yours. Why? Why am I your obsession? So once I started looking at this from an above perspective and realizing that karma was going to turn around in my favor, and it did in a big way. It wasn't easy to go through like a move and everything like that. And most people aren't able to do that, especially with what we're going through in the world. I literally was able to uproot myself and start a whole new life somewhere else. And I'll probably do it again. Give me a year or so, I'll probably do it again. I'm feeling a call to be in front of the ocean again. When the tables started to turn, I realized I was doing something right. And the one thing I was doing right is I wasn't combating jealousy and hatred with jealousy and hatred. I was combating jealousy and hatred towards me with truth bombs, jewel dropping, as one of my former clients, friends, now a co-employee says, jewel dropping. She says, I drop jewels. I was combating the jealousy and anger that was coming towards me with dropping truths, like, this is what's going on. And it was making people even angrier. It was triggering. It was triggering people to want to come after me more. And for a while that happened. But you can only drop the truth for so long. And combat jealousy with truth before people give up. Combat jealousy by standing in your power and not cowering down. That's what I had to do. I literally had someone refer to me in such a negative, it was a negative sexual way online, who had never met me, knows nothing about my background, only knows what this person was told. And I thought, that is a hateful, ugly spirit. That is why that person, that we'll just say the apples don't fall far from the tree. This is, what we project towards others comes out of us. You project hatred, ugliness, and jealousy towards another person, that's going to come out of you. So once I realized that cowering down to thievery, lies, BS, jealousy, hatred, hacking, just nonsense, stuff that should really take people's sleep away at night, and probably does. But then when you call them out on it, they just get worse instead of actually clearing up the problem. That's dumb. That's ignorant. Once I realized, and thank you for all the likes on this, you guys tend to agree. Once I realized that by combating this, by standing in my power and saying, this is who I am. If you don't like what I'm saying, screw off, because it's the truth. Become the Page of Swords. Sometimes it's necessary. What is the Page of Swords? Well, it's the card of Gemini, but that doesn't matter. We know that the cards really, that the symbols don't matter. It's someone who says really harsh things, but it's always the truth. And that's who I had to become in order to protect myself. And the one thing I am so proud of is not once did I slander someone by saying this person and they're this and they're this and they're, because that's trash, that's trailer park. I did everything with grace, class, and 150% authenticity. And I'm pretty proud of myself for that. About a year ago, I literally couldn't even go live in my own house. I could not go live. Someone wanted to screw with me so much and tinker and play on my cell phone so much and screw with my livelihood, my ability to make money so much that they even interrupted my live videos, mess with pixelation and sound of my videos. No, it wasn't a technical glitch. No, this was all proven. Like I took my phone in and had it looked at, and there was an app embedded in one of my apps to hack my phone. And this was a very real situation. And it was more than one person. So I had to really go within. Now, here's where the real work came in. I had to put a mirror towards myself and ask myself, when in my life have I been nasty and ugly to someone, even if it was going through a grocery store line? Okay, karma. When in my life have I not treated my mom with the respect she deserves? Okay, karma. When in my life have I, I've never cheated on anyone in my life, but when I was in my 20s and I was in a long, long, long relationship, I did. That was, 20 years ago. But okay, karma. Like I had to really go back and ask each person to forgive me, either sending them a text message or asking within my heart for them to forgive me. I called my mom on the phone one day. I'm like, I am so sorry I treated you like, I think I've said that to her a few times. I think we all go through a period of time where some of us do, some of us don't, where we have a lot of regrets about the way we treat a parent or a sibling or something like that. But I also had to stand in my power and call out where I wasn't being treated properly. I had to say, I see what you're doing. You're full of shit. You're a plagiarizer. You're a liar. You're a hacker. You're a thief. And I see what you've been doing to me for years. I had to call that out. Just recently, I had someone from my past reach out to me. Well, he's a control freak. So I had to call that out. I had to say, you know what? I would love to see you again. I would absolutely love to be in a relationship with you again. But you're a control freak. Like you have to really call these things out. To manipulate systems because you have electronic technical knowledge, that is not good karma. That's a bunch of returns in your inbox. That's where you make a bunch of money and lose it 10 years later. That's where your girl sleeps with your best friend. Do you see what I mean? To manipulate systems and tinker with technology to screw with people is evil. It comes from an evil place. No one deserves that. Someone asked me the other day, would I ever want to go through what I went through again, seeing as where it brought me to now? And I would say no. But the lessons I have learned on ways to protect myself, I'll always have a team. Even though someone keeps trying to interrupt and intercept my team and the spam bots and all the other bullshit they've tried to do, it's so, I see through everything now. And this particular person was dumb enough to do the same things he did 8 years ago when I first left him. So it's like a repeat of what he did. That's how it was so easy. When you report something, just FYI, you guys, when you report something to the FBI, the first thing they do is ask you to make a timeline, a list of what has happened. And that timeline went back 9 years. That was the first recognition of knowing. So when these types of things happen, no, I would not want to ever go through what I went through again. But do I know how to protect myself? Absolutely. Are there things to protect me now? Absolutely. Do I get a chime whenever anyone logs in, even from my team on my websites? Absolutely. Do I have all my stuff trademarked, copyrighted? Yes. Was it expensive as fuck? Yes. But it was worth it. It was worth it to go back 10 years and be like, copyright, trademark this, copyright that. It was worth it. It was worth it. It's also worth it to do things by the book. Very much so. Very, very much so worth it. I have a tax person. I have an editor. It's so worth it to really build with a team of people. If I learned anything, it was how to work well with others and to be reciprocal in those relationships. Would I want to go through what I went through again? Absolutely not. Do I wish evil on the people that did this? Absolutely not. You know what? I have a feeling they're getting their karma, whether it's dealing with addiction, which one of them always had, or whether it's getting a ton of returns, or whether it's, dealing with, whatever health issues or whatever, not being able to sleep at night over what they did. That's their drama. What I am so trying to convey to you guys is when you are hit with jealousy and people that don't like you simply for who you are, what you say, what you stand for, or how you operate. Let me take another example for you. It is no one's business how you make your money, as long as you're doing it legally, or who likes to give to you, right? A lot of you women, you are being judged by someone from your past because, people just give her things and blah. So what? Whose business is that? No one's business but your own. What you need to remember is if you are being faced with jealousy and anger from other people over what you do, what you say it, how you earn your money, how you run your business, who you interact with, you don't want to interact with them, you don't want to work with them, you don't want to let them steal from you anymore, you don't stand in your power first, call out what is going on with grace and dignity, and put mechanisms in place to protect yourself, but then relax. I'm relaxed now. Why? Because karma is in full play, and it's a beautiful thing when that happens. It's a beautiful thing to say, yeah, I just like I did 10 years ago, moved myself from Ohio to California. I just moved from point A to point B, and yeah, the move cost 20 grand, and yeah, this and yeah, that, but I was able to do it because not only were the right clients and people put in my lives to make things happen, but I now have a pretty good darn operating system with my businesses, and I'm proud of that. And it's only going to get better from here. And I have a great group of clients that I love. And I have a black book that nobody would believe. And I don't have to broadcast it. I don't have to look at what anyone else is doing. I can't tell you. I just had a conversation with my friend Alyssa about this the other day. She's like, yeah, I'm not on social media anymore. So-and-so posts for me. And I was like, yeah, I've done that for years. So I can honestly say, if you guys are focused on someone else's social media, you are about here at your elevation. If you're hating on someone else for what they look like, what they post or whatever, it's only going to make them look younger every year. It's only going to make them look better, feel better. I have never, and this is an honest statement, like maybe once or twice, if you're dating someone and you break up, you'll take a look back or whatever, like once or twice in a decade. I have never looked at what other people do. Still don't look at what my enemies do. Feel like my enemies are my soul family that are here to teach me lessons, but I don't need to pay attention to them. So once you adopt that concept and you're really creating on your own, right? You're not looking at what someone else is doing to kind of pull from them, or you're not looking. I'll tell you what, some of you could have a North Node in Taurus. That is a hard ass North Node to go towards. When you leave Scorpio, right? Scorpio South Node, Scorpio's opposite of Taurus, and you come from that war energy, that anger energy, that I've got to dominate, everything's a competition, and you move into Taurus North Node, oh, whoa, it's like being skinned alive. Some of you with a Taurus North Node need to learn how to not be jealous and angry and take revenge on people. I know a lot of Taurus North Nodes that don't do that too. So, and my North Node is not in Taurus, but some of you could have a North Node in Taurus, or a North Node in Libra, or a North Node in Capricorn, or a North Node in Leo. North Node in Leo, you're dying for attention, so you'll do anything to get to the top. That's a really kind of, or a North Node in Libra, where you feel like it's your justice to be ranked here or rank here, and so you'll cut people at the ankles to do so, very clout chasing. But North Node in Taurus is one of the most difficult for most of the people that I've worked with to transition to, because they're coming from that Scorpio energy. So they're coming from that war energy, and they're going into more structure and religious, and it's really hard for them to break that. They feel the need to like take people down and like become a life ruiner. Get out of that shit. Stop looking at what other people are doing. Stop caring. Stop being jealous. I can't think of one person in my life that I've ever actually been jealous of, angry towards. For, if anything, when I see someone leveling up, I'm like, oh, I got to level up too. Oh man, I had to get to the gym. I had to take better care of my skin. Like, it causes, I'm a Pisces, for God's sake. I'm a Libra Scorpio in Vedic. I am Venusian energy. So level up, man. Level up your game. Quit hating on people, right? Because karma's a bitch. You'll watch that person, no matter how you destroy it. You could destroy a person's whole name on the internet, like what was done to me, for me, actually. And that person will prosper more than they ever were. And you will sit back and be like, what am I doing wrong? I'm not ruining their life, and they must still be. Why not level up? Why not level up? Why not work on yourself? Why not hold a mirror to yourself and say, hey, you know what? I think I'm smoking too much weed. I think I'm eating too much. I think I'm focusing too much on this broad I've never met that lives, in a different country or in a different state or whatever. I think I need to level up. There's a little tip for you. Level up. Because right now, a lot of you aren't looking too good. I'm putting it out there. A lot of you are haters. And a hater, and you know who you are. Come on. We got a lot of Scorpio energy in this room. I feel it. A lot of Cappy energy, a lot of Cancer energy in this room. A lot of you are haters, and you need to level up and start embracing your flaws and working on yourself. Don't hate, appreciate. Appreciate the people who have shown you the way. Appreciate the people who teach you self-care. Appreciate the people who have taught you self-love. And for some of you, it's not the person you're next to. It's someone else that you're hating on. A lot of you are in a situation where you're laying next to someone that's been hyper-focused on someone else for years, and you know this. You know this. You know it. And instead of looking at your partner and saying, you know what, I need more of this, I need more attention, I need more love, I need you to show me what's really on your laptop, I need to see those fake accounts, those fake names you use to spy on all the women you've dated. And you need to quit hating their ex that you've never met, that you don't know anything about, that's been an example for you to level up. A lot of you need to level up in a classy way, not a trashy way. A lot of you need to have a sit-down, one-on-one, face-to-face discussion on why you're hating on someone you've never met. What was put in your head from day one? I know the person that ended up stalking me, from the moment I met him, he was like, you need to follow this person and do exactly what they do. It's actually a woman who runs retreats in Costa Rica that he told me to do that to, and she's become a really good friend of mine now, a fellow Pisces. But I remember thinking to myself, well, I don't want to follow anyone or what anyone else is doing. Why would I do that? I'm Andrea Cox. I don't need to follow anyone. I've been on the news, written books, blah, blah, blah. This is when I first met this person. And I realized later that that person was a very hateful person that felt like they could only be creative off other people's work. That's not who I am. I'm a Pisces. I'm very creative. So Venusian energy is highly creative. But some of you really, really, really need to level the F up, and you know who you are. And you need to quit hating on someone you've never met or someone. You need to stop. It's a little bit ugly. It's ugly on your face. It's not becoming. It's the cellulite on your legs. It's it's attaching to you. It's making you have negative thoughts and negative feelings. Let that shit go. Level up. And some of you men who are control freaks, if you want to be with a woman, stop trying to control her. Don't hate the woman that's trying to get the bag. She's sitting pretty for a reason. She placed herself there. She's a diamond, a crystal. And right now you're looking like a leech. I'm glad we had this discussion, you guys. I love each and every one of you. I'm going to share the link to the book again. Again, Roger's surgery is on Friday. There's the link to the book. This is a very real, powerful discussion. Thank you for the likes, for the comments. I love each and every one of you. And I'm going to start doing these live segments more often. I feel like this is the platform where I can be really freaking real and just be myself and just say what's on my heart, in my mind, in my spirit, in my soul. On that note, I made some raw vegan lasagna. It's actually in the book. So I love you guys. Let's become friends on Facebook. It's Andrea Lee, Leigh, Cox, Cox on Facebook. I do 2 lives per week there. Let's be friends on Instagram, Raw Chef Andrea. Send me a message there. Follow me. I'll follow you back. Thank you for subscribing to this channel, and thank you for subscribing to Andrea Cox TV. And I'm going to be doing a lot more on this channel in the future. Talk soon. Be well.